Previously on the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. This will be very hard for the prosecution to counter. Don't say that. Don't say that, dude. You know. The moment you say that. But wait. Albert Harebrayne, hereby confess. Whoa, what are you doing? That it was me who stabbed Mr. O. What is he doing? And now back to I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay, I can't stop. I gotta keep going. I'm sorry to you guys who had to wait in between videos. Dear God, I'm doing this like literally 2 minutes after the last video. Explain the sudden confession. Okay, so like, I kind of think maybe part of the reason he's doing that, he's trying to protect Van Zieks or something, because they were friends. And like, and that would go along with Van Zieks trying to prove that his experiment is real. But I'm still not entirely sure why he's doing that, why Van Zieks is trying to prove that the experiment was a success, other than to get him the grant money, which I still am on the fence of whether or not he's already gotten it, or if the grant money was used to fund the experiment, he didn't actually get any of it. But then maybe the person who gave him the grant money threatened him that if it didn't work, you know, they would go after, I don't know, kill somebody or something. Professor Harebrayne, what are you talking about? It's what I've said all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine. But you stand there and claim it was all a trick, all an elaborate prank, but where's your proof? No, you'd have to examine the machine if you wanted to prove it, but then it would all be over. My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it. Oh, it's clear that you drew the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. Yes, it's quite conceivable that you were duped, Professor. If you just let me, I can prove... Oh. Yes. What did he say? I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I swear it. So please. Like, he's scared as shit right now. Ensure the thing is adhered to and protect my creation. Well, I tell ya. Just gonna have a drink here. No problem. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice at this critical juncture. Is he gonna throw it now? Man, his arm is so chunky! He is to my learned Nipponese friend. What? And his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense's position in the light of the accused's confession. Oh. And just when we were saying, too, that there's no way the prosecution could possibly counter this... Do you intend to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do... Throw it? You gonna throw it? Oh, I need to advance the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machinery involved in order to establish the truth. However, if you acknowledge that the machine is genuine and instrumental in the victim's murder, I will crush you like I just did that. Any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis preserved. Huh. Wow. So what do? Crush his dreams, or crush your case, you know? Well, counsel, what is the defense's official position on this matter? What Professor Harebrayne, my client, actually asked of me was to prove that the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. But there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. Jeez. Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence? Or do I uphold my client's request but see him condemned? Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust. So, well, I guess flip a coin at this point. You've been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade, my learned friend? I'm thinking! Or has all knowledge of English escaped your confused Nipponese mind? Oh god! Oh god! Oh no! Oh god! Oh, every time this happens, it always hurt in Phoenix, right? This is another one that I'm not sure that it ever did in the first game. Maybe it did. Mr. Naruhodo! There's no escape here. I have to make a choice! But it's an impossible one. I have to give up on something. But what? The defense asserts that the defendant's instantaneous kinesis machine was in fact... I'm putting the controller down. Guys, this entire video, for the next 45 minutes, is gonna be me just thinking about this. So I'm sorry. I know this comes as a blow.
You say that again, Chuck.
I know you were expecting better. But I tell you, it's not gonna happen. I almost feel like no matter what I say here, it's just gonna railroad me into the same, you know, thing. Like, I'm leaning more towards proving his innocence, if I'm being honest here. You know? Because I think that's what my job is. Regardless of what I might have promised him about this and that. Like, obviously there's something wrong, and the reason he's confessing probably has to do with the whole, you know, keeping the copyright of his invention, because someone's going to steal it from him and take all the credit or something, but... So in a way, like, I would rather pick this answer, a conjuring trick, but I think that a proper scientific invention is probably the right answer. So, what do? Follow my heart, or follow what I think the game wants me to do? I mean, even if I pick the wrong answer, nothing's gonna happen. Like, I don't know why I'm worrying about this so much. I'm gonna say a conjuring trick. Oh my god! Ah! Wait, he can't do it? Oh gosh. I can't say I blame him. No, I can't say it. My client places faith in me. I just can't let him down. What must I give up on? Is not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I protect? You're not there. You're not here. This is like Hurley and Hugh. This is like the episode of Lost called Dave. Yeah, that's what's happening here. Hello again, Mr. Naruhodo. It's been far too long. Soup. No. 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 I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Wait, what are you doing? I'm dreaming. I must be dreaming. My first Susanoo takedown in 6 months. That wasn't her that flew through me down. I fainted. There'll be time to talk later, Mr. Naruhodo. For now, we must concentrate on the task at hand. Which is working out not what I have to give up on, but what I can protect. Is she there? Professor Harebrained. Oh, yes. Are you okay? That yes sounded a little throaty. Yesterday you told me that science is the pursuit of truth. Oh, it's music, though. I might just let the music play a little bit here. My job is to pursue the truth, too. Okay, right. So he is going with what I picked. Oh, wow. This animation. Like, look at his chin. How's he not giving himself a whiplash by doing this? Ugh. So, you finally opened your eyes. What? I'm bracing myself for a bad ending here. And as for you, Albert, you can't ignore this any longer. Wait, oh, Van Zieks has changed his mind too. Having heard my learned friend's assertion, don't you have something to say? Barack! Lord Van Zieks? Gosh, I've never heard him speak that way before. She's really there! I mean, it had to happen at some point. I kind of just didn't think it was going to happen this soon. I thought it was going to happen during the investigation or something. Like, I don't know where we're at on the timeline here. Like, okay, sure, but... Oh my gosh. In truth, there is one thing, something I've remembered that's of relevance. What? On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage. A man holding that crossbow. I beg your pardon? But, did you know what he was going to do with it? Professor! Did the man have any distinguishing features? What did he look like? Oh, tall. Taller than me. And thinner than me. Does he look like a bitch? With straight hair. Straighter and whiter than mine. Wait, let me think about this for a second. Taller, thinner, with straight... Was it Sephiroth? Jeez, I don't know. How can he be thinner than you? You're like a walking twig. Let me see. One less lens than me too. A monocle. A rather stylish black monocle. I'm like squinting and my eyes are doing that side thing that I always do. But one thing in particular will help to positively identify the man. You see, I know him very well. After all, he's the engineer who built my invention. Well, there we go. At last. We're bringing the bastard in here. Better bring the bastard down before he chokes himself to death. He built the machine? That's right. Mr. Asman introduced him to me a year ago. He's a man by the name of... Enoch Drebber. Enoch Drebber... I'm not even gonna try that one. Oh my god. Drebber. Does this name mean something? Members of the jury seem flustered. Not to name any scientist which is here. The man's an abomination. Ooh. Oh! Not to name any conjurer which is here either. Who on earth is he? Is he the professor? The professor? Like, you know... I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of this nature I've heard in scientific circles in connection with that name. There's talk of other flamboyant experiments that turn out to be nothing but stage trickery in the end. Obviously, the rascal's after the government's research grant money. Oh, okay. When magicians are in need of money, I have heard of them resorting to these underhand tactics. Some acquaintances of mine with experience of such things have mentioned Enoch Drebber's name before. Enoch Drebber. The man is both an engineer and a magician. Yes, we're dealing with an unparalleled confidence trickster here. That's Enoch Drebber for you. That's a hell of a name. It reminds me of, like, Epoch. Like the Epoch in Chrono Trigger. But also, like, when I was really young, I had a game called Epoch Man, or Epoch Man is how I pronounced it. It was like Pac-Man, but you were, like, a face and you moved around. It was like one of those Game & Watch games, but it wasn't Game & Watch, I don't think. I don't know if that still exists out there somewhere. So it's true then. My invention. My great machine. It was just a grand illusion. Just like the Styx song, baby. Considering what we just heard about Mr. Drebber's character, I'm sorry to say that sounds increasingly likely. Even so, no one else believed it. I wanted to. I wanted to believe that machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted. Well, maybe your hypothesis is still right, and the machine was built to make you think it was wrong, so that you would back out and he would keep all the money or something like that? Which is why you were so opposed to it being investigated, I presume. I knew that if the machine was examined in detail, its construction would give away my hypothesis. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen. But at the same time, I knew, that if I was found to be nothing more than a trick, than a work of deception, then everything I'd worked towards, all my research, all my dreams, my whole life would be over. I was terrified at the prospect. So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built? And the true nature of Mr. Drebber? Okay. Yeah, I kind of get it now. So as far as he knew, the machine was going to prove his hypothesis, and the fact that the machine was made by this guy now, that changes a few things, but I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it. It's entirely possible that Mr. Asman and Mr. Drebber were working together to use you as a means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant money. Wasn't Asman the one that was, like, offering the grant money? I think. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting confused. Maybe he was like the representative. Holy crap! When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moment of my career. I pulled all the levers and turned all the dials in exactly the way Drebber had described. Then the smoke suddenly started billowing out. I panicked. I didn't know what was happening. But I really don't know how the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything anymore. Wow. Ooh, that is rough. That last line of his kind of got me a little bit there. Wow. Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor. Then we can go take you to a Starbucks or something, man. Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention from the protection afforded by the SDSEA?
Yes, please go ahead. I'm very sorry.
Oh god, don't break the silence like that. We were having a moment here. It would appear that we still have to dispense proceedings for the remainder of the day now. Lord Van Zeeks, congratulations on not losing. My lord. The court has newly been made aware of another party whose involvement in this matter is critical. Yes, Mr. Trevor. Gather information about the man. If possible, I should like him served with a subpoena. A what? A subpoena. What did I say? With pleasure, my lord. Now, counsel for the defense, congratulations on almost winning. And, what else? What was I going to say again? When we reconvene, I shall be looking for one thing and one thing alone from you. Just be here. That's all. Evidence that the defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused. I understand. Good! In that case, this court is adjourned until tomorrow morning. Wow. So just like that, trial over. Man. Okay, now we see something right here. Oh! Oh my god, like the reunion of a lifetime here. I cannot believe it's happening this early in the game. I don't know, man. Poor guy. Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, yes.
I'm so sorry. I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess.
Oh,
How did it ever come to this?
I'm so sorry. I don't care. Just go sit in the cell or something. Have some coffee. Anyway, did you really have no idea, Professor? About what Mr. Drebber was really up to, I mean? About what he was really constructing? You know, as much as... I almost feel like we kind of didn't entirely prove all that, you know, that Mr. Drebber was really... I mean, yeah, okay, so he was the one who built the machine. But we haven't proved that he was the one with the crossbow, or that he did any of that. On the other hand, who else would have had a reason to, I guess, but still.
That machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis, of all my hopes and dreams. I had complete faith in it.
Alright, in that case, I won't say any more. Now, sadly, the murder accusation against you still stands, somehow, so we must do as much investigation as we can before the trial resumes tomorrow. He had to push up his glasses 2 times and they fell anyway!
Well, thank you for doing so much for me.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Hey! Doing that voice has been killing me, man. Oh. I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Naruhodo. Arriving late? Didn't you receive my postcard? I wanted to let you know when I'd arrive. Postcard? What postcard? Who intercepted that?
I hid it from you, Bruno, so it will be a surprise.
Oh, you cheeky thing. Well, did it work? I was surprised, alright, especially when you threw me to the ground. My dad's not a phone!
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I was just so happy to see you again that I couldn't help it. It sort of slipped out.
Dear God. Oh, Lucagen, eat your heart out. Maybe we could stick to more traditional displays of emotion in future.
Susie's train was late into London Victoria this morning, you see. But we made the coachman really whip the horse's heart so she didn't miss the whole trial.
Oh, those poor horses, man! Oh.
I was watching from the gallery for a while, but in the end, I'm afraid I couldn't contain myself.
Well, you know. Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Oh?
Having you at my side in court gives me the strength I need to win. I really want to use you in the thumbnail for this video, but that would be spoiling it, so I'm not going to do that. So remember not to do that, future self. So I'm delighted to see you back in London.
Oh, you're too kind, Mr. Naruhodo. It's nice to be back in London, where women are actually allowed in the courtroom. I hope I can continue to be of service to you.
Oh my god, I love you. Of course, so what's brought you back? Did Professor Mikotoba not protest?
Oh, you bet you did. Let's save all that conversation for when we're back at home, shall we? I'm gonna make some tea now.
This game is getting predictable on me. Can't wait. Susanoo-san was back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me feel at the time. But despite my elation, our tale was about to take yet another extraordinary turn. Oh, man. Oh, to be continued on top of that? Wow, dude. Man, I'm... I can't put it into words, man. Alright, we're saving over this one? Yep, we are. Alright, back to it. Yes. 23rd of October, 2:41 p.m. Man, it must be nice getting off at that early in the day. You just have the rest of the day to dink around. Of course, then you spend the rest of the day studying and crap. Oh, look at her eyes. Oh, this room, it's been too long. It hasn't changed in the slightest, though. And it's been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to stay so familiar. I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be as you left it. I promise I didn't look in your room. But it has been some 6 months, it's true. Well, there was one time, but, you know, I can't really explain it.
So is your father alright, Susie? What happened?
My father? Yes, Professor Mikotoba. I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why you went back to Japan. Because of the telegram you received saying he'd fallen ill with a very high fever or some unknown reason. Review time.
That's right. So I was surprised to learn you'd be coming back so soon. Surprised but happy.
I think I wrote about it in my letter to you. That it was all a trick. My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved about that. Well, we're all delighted to have you back. It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually. It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium, the IFSS. The International Forensic... That's the same symposium Lord Strongheart mentioned. It is, isn't it? Shit. You're right. Anyway, I've arrived safe and sound, and all that matters is that I'm here now. After all, I haven't yet fulfilled my promise to you, Iris.
Oh.
Right. You must tell us everything that happened while you were back in Japan. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. You will not believe it. And there's one other thing. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. Oh, don't point out specifics now about you-know-who. What?
I know. I'll tell you all that I can.
Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. Giselle Brett, what is that bitch doing in here? No, I'm just kidding. Back in Britain. So, when I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely. Changed entirely, I mean. That awful trial. Oh, yes. The murder of Giselle Brett.
Oh, you dressed as a man then, didn't you, Susie?
Oh, how did you know that? Well, it was on TV all over the place.
Well, yeah, since women are forbidden in the courtroom, I had no choice. Wow, amazing! I wish I'd seen it. Don't you, Bruno?
Yes, I suppose so.
I want to play at being a lawyer now. I can wear a false mustache, maybe.
I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. Oops. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Miss Susanoo. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikotoba summoned you back to Japan. said in your letter it was something to do with that convict's loot we found in Mr. Natsume's lodgings, of course. That's right, the very large dog collar. Dog collar? We found with the B emblem on it, yeah. It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. Huh. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet. Does this have anything to do with the Professor? I don't mean to keep bringing up the Professor, but I feel like that might be important. Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time. But if he refuses to tell me what it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. Hell yeah, dude. And I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Alright then, let's talk about Hand of the Baskervilles. Oh, Susie. That's a very meaningful look, Susie, that I was giving Iris there. It sure is. Well, I hope she doesn't hear this then. Why? Why are they so huge? Forensic Science Symposium. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that symposium, too. I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend. Yes, and from Japan. My father and Judge Jigoku have been invited. Yes, that awesome judge. It's something of an honor, I believe. Well, Professor Mikotoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country, after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say? Huh. Yeah, His Excellency, Judge Seishiro Jigoku. You've met him, Mr. Maruhodo. Last year in the Supreme Court. You can't possibly have forgotten. Also in that first case from the first game. Man, I'm so far on the right side of the screen. That terrible trial of yours when you were accused of murder. Oh, that one. That time. Okay, now I remember. I tend to get all those confused. Yeah. Man, he is so badass. Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial. He was pretty cool. Yeah. If I'm perfectly honest, I'd be happy never to see that man's face again in my life. Whoa, dude! Oh! But you haven't seen what he can do. Oh, well, anyway. That's Father... Wow. She's not offended at all. Oh my gosh. His father was invited to the symposium. He agreed... Oh, I guess if it brings back memories of that trial, then maybe I could see why you would say that, though. Yeah. So he agreed to me returning to Britain, too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. And now I'm here! So I pleaded with him, and in the end he agreed to me going on ahead. Yes, about the symposium. It seems as though Lord Strongheart has put in an awful lot of work to make it happen. It actually took him 168 hours and 42 minutes and 37 seconds to get all the paperwork filled out. It's obviously very important. I believe it is, yes. And as I understand it, Lord Strongheart organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of Attorney General. Then he can tell everybody to quit smoking. The most senior position in the British justice system. Wow. He's hoping to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what Father said anyway. Apparently it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition. It's everybody's lifelong ambition, let me tell you. I mean, well, not mine, but anyway. Does Professor Mikotoba know Lord Strongheart personally, then, I wonder? Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday. I fell asleep during the middle of it, but, you know. But I sort of lost the will to live early on, and didn't really listen to much of it. How trying for you. Okay. So, Giselle Brett. Have we seen the last of her? I don't know. Like, we heard the last of... Well, obviously we haven't, if this is a topic of conversation here. The woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. The murder of John H. Watson. It's Watson, y'all. I'm sorry. Yes, Giselle Brett. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live. The extraordinary thing is, though, it seems it's a name we should all forget. Oh? Hang on. What are you talking about? Is she the professor? No, since that's going to be like the running gag for the next 10 episodes here. Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. Oh. But it turns out that an English woman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist. Okay. Didn't exist. How can that be? Oh, crap.
It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin. What? Oh god, was she... Wait, was that the other name on the list? On that music disc? Oh god. I think it might have been. And she wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front. A front? Who on earth was she then? Miss A. Yeah, that was the fourth name. That's the one we didn't know. I thought that was going to be like a new character, and it turns out to be somebody we've seen this whole time. Jeez. Her name is literally all our intelligence services have been able to ascertain about her. Nobody knows why, or even how she came to be in Japan. She probably just walked there. And swam. It's a complete mystery. But that makes no sense. It's no easy task to be accepted as a foreign student anyway. What could the woman have been up to? She just had relatives in high places, I don't know. I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand. And now she's been killed. Or so we think. Wow, all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered. I'm afraid so. So, wait, Kazuma was on the list too, and he was also killed. Anyway. Why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? Yep, you definitely have, and so is she. What about Kazuma? After my friend Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange. This guy, the guy with the hat, and the Ed Harris neck. Oh, this brings back memories. Many Memo, not many Meno, like I kept saying. Many Memo. I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate. No. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship, and that he'll never... Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama. And what did you learn? Well, are you sitting down for this one? Because I gotta tell you. After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff there. But he wasn't. Should have been. Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. Oh, dude. Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown. Except Kazuma-sama isn't there. Did Professor Mikotoba know about this? Yes, it would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma's body as we speak. I just don't believe it. And what is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? Oh. Let's just go. Like, I can't do this. I can't keep stopping and thinking about it. No, I want to. Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Burya were definitely strange. Burya. The SS Heba. Oh, that does not look like a wax sculpture. The hand kind of does, but the face doesn't. Huh. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? They didn't just dump it overboard, because I guess that could have happened. Could it be that he's actually still alive? Stop it, Mr. Naruhodo! Yes! Thank you! We need a voice of reason here, and I'm not it, y'all! You know that! This is why she's here. Thank you! Thank you for kicking my ass! It's much to bear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Just thinking about the possibility pains me. So very much. Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. Boy, they're sure playing this like he is alive, though. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Holmes was there, wasn't he? Yeah, like when he checked for a pulse. And he definitely examined the body. Holmes examined the body? Oh, hang on, dude. Well, he wasn't on that list, but look at the sailor's face in the top right. He looks like Bluto without a beard or a mustache. Ah, you're right. So if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all,
It would mean that Mr. Schultz, why am I talking like a girl, had lied to us. But there's no reason why he would possibly... No, I have to talk even higher than you so I can distinguish my voice from yours. No reason why he would possibly done such a thing. I suppose that's true. Well, I don't know, though. There's a lot of things he's been deliberately hiding from us, and not even hiding the fact that he's hiding it from us. The idea that he might still be alive somewhere. It wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it. Because if it turned out not to be true, it would be like he died all over again. Oh. Yeah. Oh, God, bless her heart. I'm terrified of what that might do to me. Oh, Miss Susato. I know she's given the idea of the thought it deserves. It's Susato-san we're talking about, after all. So I probably shouldn't push it now. No, definitely not. Wow, dude. You okay? Yeah, I think that's all the examining we can do. Well, let's try something a lighter note. Let's go straight to it. Yep. Thinking back, that spade's been in here since we first moved in, hasn't it? I'm sure I've told you before, Mr. Naruto, it's not a spade. It's a shovel! No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade. No, we've had this conversation before. Why do you keep bringing it up? The great spade shovel war rages on. Aw. You have water gently boiling on the stove, I see. It feels wrong somehow if I can't hear the water bubbling away. And we have plenty of logs. It's not like we have to worry about paying for gas. Tim's given us enough of that. It's important to not talk about Tim, but to open the window for fresh air when the fire's burning, though. Yeah, that's true. You can't keep it closed just because it's cold outside. It could be a matter of life and death. Avoiding the freezing winter air is a matter of life and death, too, if you ask me. One or the other. Only the freezing air would not have long-term effects like the smoke would. Oh well, perhaps a nice cup of tea will warm you up later. Dude! Okay, man, when I said dude now, it hurt. Like my teeth vibrated. Okay. You see, I've been keeping my desk beautifully covered in papers, as always. You really must tidy it all up. And last time we examined it, he said this exact thing. That she puts her hands on her hips. Oh my god. But Miss Susato, the way I see it, all these papers building up on my desk like this are a reminder of my wonderfully diverse daily life. I like to leave them as they are, so I never forget how lucky I am to have such varied experiences. In that case, you were even dumber than I thought. Oh. Oh wow. Both have good points here. Still can't beat her in an argument, even though I'm the lawyer here. Why do I feel like I'm the one to be put on trial? There's that again, the thing. I see your Daruma still has only one eye filled in. Well, we agreed that it's something we do together, didn't we? We could do it right now if you'd like. I'd be happy with that. Dude, take it easy. I really like the anticipation, I think, Mr. Naruto. No more. What? Jeez, Iris just standing here. She takes after her dad, apparently. Hey, I just called him her dad. I left your desk completely untouched, Miss Susato, so it would be ready for you whenever you returned. It's beautifully clean. There isn't a speck of dust on it anywhere. You've been cleaning in my absence, Mr. Naruto. Whatever next? Well, I could start cooking. I couldn't allow my great assistant's desk to sit there gathering dust, could I? It really is exactly as it was, huh? I'm so touched. Like, it's making her eyes water like gas, man. But sadly, your desk is also exactly as it was, too. Well, that's how it should be, after all. Oh dear, I'd forgotten how that clean-cut smile can be so disarming. Wow, man. It's a good thing I shaved my mustache punch. Okay, Iris, what do you want? Why are you standing there? It must be about a year ago now. I wrote a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of Hurley's greatest exploits, I called it. There it is! Down to the Baskervilles. But see, in the last game, though, there was something that, like, Susato said she knew something about it that she shouldn't have known, and they never got back to it, but then Mr. Schultz forbade you from publishing it, yeah. And put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it. He put it in the pawn shop. So nobody knows anything about it, apart from Hurley and I. But for some reason, You knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie?
That's right, she knew the title of it, though. Yeah. Ooh, flashbacks to the first game here. Oh, man, yeah. I tell ya.
And you wouldn't tell me how you'd come to know it.
Oh, is it time to finally bring out the truth here? Why is this so important?
Yes, but I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? And today is not one day. I think it's time.
Oh, okay. I do wonder, though, like...
I'm only sorry I've had to keep it from you for so long, Iris.
Boy, they're just spilling the beans on everything here. And this is case 3 for crying out loud. Case 3, y'all! Of course, then again, investigations do a lot of that, too. But not like main story stuff like this, though. Jeez. I mean, I guess you would... Gregory Edgeworth very much was a main story character. You can't even convince me otherwise of that. But anyway,
it was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study, and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, "The Hound of the Baskervilles."
What?
My Baskerville story. Of course, I had no idea what it was at the time. But Father came in, and...
Cicero, what are you doing? Don't be messing with that shit. Well, there's her dad.
Oh, Father.
Did you look at those papers? I told you not to go through my sheet.
No, I simply read the label, that's all.
If he really wanted to keep it a secret, why would he put it on the label? Well, put it out of your mind.
Sorry.
Forget that you ever saw it. And certainly don't tell anybody else about this. Ooh. Well, if there's one way to guarantee that somebody remembers something, it's to tell them to forget it. Jeez. You don't know your reverse psychology, mister. But what was Iris' manuscript doing in Japan? Somebody steal it?
I have no idea. But when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. I would never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Holmes' exploits.
Well, I tell ya. Yeah, we're all like...
When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions, and there was no sign of the big box in his office.
Iris is, like, shut down here a little bit.
That's really all I know about it. I've no doubt that Father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still.
Well, if it was based on something like Holmes' exploits or whatever, then it's pretty safe to say Holmes and Mikotoba, like, knew each other somehow. Maybe that's, like, right out in the open and I just forgot or something, but I don't recall them having a connection.
I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you.
Right on. Aw, she's understanding.
Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I was worried, actually, but okay.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm ready to start investigating if you are. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxwork Museum as well.
What? I still don't know what that... Oh, man. Oh, God. So you're fully abreast of this... Right.
I would think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Drebber, the engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick.
Yeah, it's a conjurer of sorts, by the sound of it. Well known in the fields of science and magic.
Then we need to go and arrest him.
The very thought of having magicians around kind of... You know I said before that that a lot of Phoenix Wright cases happened in busy areas, like shows and concerts and magic shows and stuff. But honestly, like, seeing the possibility of a magician in one of these cases kind of tickles my nostalgia bone a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, gotta find him. That's all we're really saying here.
It sounds like it's a case of tracking someone down, which is a job for the police, or a great detective.
Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? We don't have much time, so we need to get started straight away, I think. I think our great detective is already at one of the places, standing perfectly still, like I tend to do. Wait a minute, you're not coming? So why do you have the Mickey Mouse buttons on, or ears?
I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the herb market. But let me know later how you got on, won't you?
You're just going shopping for herbs. 10-year-old girl out there by herself, shopping. Women be shopping. That was a little abrupt. The pull of the herb market must be strong. Well, what kind of herbs are we talking about here? I know it's tea herbs, and I'm just being silly. Well, let's see. Should I? Have I had a chance to do this yet in this game? Let's do it.
You're still taking good care of that armband, I see. I'm so pleased.
Well, yeah, it feels like I wouldn't be me without it now, to be honest.
Oh dear, there seems to be a thread coming loose just there, look.
You get an ASMR video and pluck, pluck, pluck.
I'd be only too happy to mend it for you, Miss...
Oh, she's so sweet when her eyes do that. Oh my god. I must have scraped it against something again. I'm always doing that.
Then take better care of it, please.
It was all going so well, until I ruined it. Oh, man. Should I try any of this other stuff? I don't know if she'd have stuff to say about this. We got a little bit of time to fill here, you know. About this paper, Miss Susanoo.
Yes, it's all about the Great Exhibition. I've been dreaming about it, you know.
I was sorry that you were going to miss it when you were called back to Japan.
So was I. I felt desperately unlucky. But here I am, back in London while it's underway. It's a dream come true.
Perhaps you're not as unlucky as you thought, then.
Once we've helped Professor Harebrained out of this terrible situation, we should all explore it together.
Alright.
And of course we must invite the Professor's good friend, Lord Van Zeeks, as well.
You're way too excited about this, man, let me tell you. Your luck might not stretch that far. I don't know. Maybe. She said that thing about how he'd never talked like that before. Yeah, it seemed like he just kind of caved once we talked, you know, the Professor into it. Miss Susanoo, do you see this?
You have such great expectation in your eyes, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm afraid I've never read that book.
Actually, I have. Nothing. I don't remember anything about it, though. Was that the one with Pip? I think somebody told me about it. Anyway,
nothing particularly useful comes to mind at all.
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what I was expecting, really. Nah, you're fine. Yeah, I don't know if else. I'll just try everything here. Oh, damn, she got something to say about the crossbow.
This was used to shoot down the balloon, wasn't it?
Yes, with a flaming arrow. It's quite a formidable weapon. I don't know when I started saying formidable. I always said formidable before. But,
I'm quite accomplished with a longbow myself, you know.
I'm not surprised.
If you were to balance an apple on your head, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm quite confident I could hit it from a good 50 meters away.
Quite confident, you say? Does the apple necessarily have to be on my head? Oh my god, there must be fan art of that somewhere. Oh, nothing there. Okay, I tried presenting everything else. Nothing else really got a kick or anything, so I think we're pretty much good. So yeah, next time on the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, we're going to start the investigation, part 2. See you guys then.